What's up, D-Snakes? Back to another Batman comic review, and guys, so we have arrived at the big issue, alright? Issue number 95 of Batman. And guys, this is actually the second Batman event in this entire run, Rebirth, and we actually have Sia Bane, which there's actually one big part in that storyline that I'll actually reference at the beginning of this video to get you guys a little caught up. I'll give like a quick recap to pretty much tell those who haven't been following this Batman story, but as you guys know, this series was taken over after Tom King left with James Tynion, and he's actually taken over pretty much the whole writing, and he did a big prelude, their Dark Designs, that pretty much set up this big event, the Joker War. Now, I've been really excited about this whole event. The Joker War is a big deal, right? Because it's pretty much the final showdown between Batman and the Joker, and automatically it's going to be a great event because you got George Chimez drawing the issues. Guys, when I opened up this comic, I actually just started reading it, I was like, dang, they got George Chimez. And I actually checked. I checked the whole issue, and all 20 pages are written by James Tynion, but drawn by George Chimez. And I was like, man, this story can be trash, but it's drawn by George Chimez, and that automatically just pretty much ups it. Like, it just makes it like, alright, even if the story's trash, I'll still like it more than Sia Bane. So that's a positive. But I'll just put it out there. My opinion on this, pretty much part one of this big Joker War event is positive, right? I really like this issue. And guys, little recap to get you caught up before we dive into the issue. Pretty much what has happened was first Alfred died in Sia Bane. That's actually a big part in this issue, right? Because Alfred's referenced a lot. His whole neck was snapped by Bane, and he died. There's a whole thing that Batman warned him, and he's dead for right now. They haven't retconned it yet. And no matter your opinion on it, it's a big deal. It's pretty much affected Tom King's run, the end of it, and pretty much the start of James Tynion's run, and this whole Joker War event. Because also what we have is in their Dark Designs, pretty much Joker stole all of Bruce Wayne, aka Batman's, money from Wayne Enterprises. He now has $1 billion. Yeah, guys, $1 billion and all the weapons that Batman usually uses. So guys, now he has pretty much all these different weapons he can use to pretty much attack Batman. And Batman's alone, guys. Luke Fox, who was pretty much in that Alfred role after Alfred died, which Luke Fox even admitted himself that he couldn't do it. Like, he can help out, but he can't fill that role. Alfred is unique. And guys, so we had Luke Fox, who was pretty much kidnapped by Punchline, which Punchline is pretty much the new partner to Joker, and she's helping out. She's very crazy. Her whole origin was actually in the pretty much Joker 8th anniversary, and I actually went over that in a video pretty much earlier, actually like a month ago or so, but it was a pretty cool origin. But she's pretty much the new partner to Joker, is helping him out, and she actually kidnapped Luke Fox, pretty much put laughing gas in him, and it's pretty much trying to get answers from him to help Joker pretty much fight against Batman. So Luke Fox is gone. Selena, Batman's love, pretty much what happened to her was she was hurt, and she barely got away from the Joker. It's now with all the different rogues gallery, like Penguin, Two-Face, all these different Batman villains, and a secret spot in Gotham. Like, they're staying out of this Joker war, right? So Batman's all alone. He's all alone, and this issue starts out, guys. So that's your recap, alright? And by the way, spoilers for this issue. So, starting out this issue, we got dope cover, guys. The cover looks really cool. We got Joker War Part 1. You see Joker inside the Batcave, and he's like, hey, Bats, wait, think pretty much what I've done with the place. And it's pretty much show that Joker is taking everything that Batman has. So, yeah, Batman usually has gadgets to pretty much fight against Joker. Joker has his unpredictability and his insanity, but now he has that and Batman's gadgets. So now Batman just has his suit in a way and some other stuff, but even Joker is taking over that too, like pretty much his secret hideouts, which we find on this issue. This issue starts out, guys, first page, we got Batman. It's actually a couple years ago, which I was surprised by considering what this part of the storyline is about. And it's the first confrontation between Batman and the Joker. Batman's pretty much driving, and he's been on this case about the Joker, this new figure in Gotham that has killed 24 people at this chemical plant, and it's pretty much making them get infected by laughing gas, and it's killing them. Like, you see smiles, people just dead, and Batman's just been not sleeping. He has to stop this guy. And Alfred's in his corner. He's like, hey, you've not been sleeping, and I need to help you out. Tell me what's on your mind. And Batman's like, the Joker, he's not just no normal villain. Like, he's actually unpredictable, and he pretty much sees the world dead. He sees everybody dead. They're eventually gonna die, but he's just helping them along the way. But Joker sees Batman as the only person who's actually alive. Somebody as pretty much a nemesis. And Joker pretty much gonna take him down. He knows he's gonna lose though, but he's pretty much testing Batman's limits. And Batman's like, I don't even know if I can beat him. Like, this is, I don't even know if this will be the only encounter between us. And we know, as Batman fans, that this is not the only encounter between Batman and the Joker. They become longtime rivals, alright? Over 8 years. Over 8 years, alright? It's been over 8 years since the very first appearance of both Batman and the Joker. But still, we have this going on. Alfred asks him like, hey, you can fight this whole war with this person, Joker and stuff, but at least you got me by your side. I'll always stay on your side to help you through fight against the Joker. Batman pretty much smiles. He's like, alright, I'm going through all this bad stuff about the Joker, this pretty much psychopath, but at least I got Alfred in my corner. But then we shift to the present day, and as you know, Alfred's dead. Alfred's no longer in his corner. Batman's alone, so how is he going to deal with this? We see Batman and guys, by the way, I forgot to mention, in the past, that whole sequence ended with him arriving at this viaduct, which is pretty much like a bridge that has arches on the side. It's a place to go through, right? And we go to the present, that's where he arrives at now. Now, he blasts through it, and when he's going through, right, and you see his clowns, there's people who work for the Joker and Punchline, they pretty much blow up the Batmobile, and they're like, hey, you don't run this city anymore, Joker does. And you see Batman there, and he gets away. In Batman fashion, gets away easy, and the clowns from which call Punchline. Now, before we get to Punchline's call, what we also see is throughout Gotham City, all these different news reports are reporting that Wayne Enterprise has been taken over by the Joker. Lawyers are now questioning Bruce Wayne about how he's been pretty much giving illegal weapons to Batman in his fight against crime. Now, they don't know that Bruce Wayne and Batman are the same person. It's a big deal. Like, they should be able to connect all this. But still, we have that, and they're saying that, oh, all those weapons are going to go back to the Wayne Enterprises, which, therefore, it goes back to Joker, because Joker is now taking over Wayne Enterprises, and anybody that goes against him and is pretty much talked with by the Underbroker, aka pretty much Mr. Graves. Now, Mr. Graves is pretty much dealing with all these lawyers and dealing with pretty much the dirty work of Joker. Well, not the dirty work, but just kind of like the little stuff in Joker's plan, while Joker does the big stuff. And we got Punchline on the side. Now, Punchline got a call from those clowns, and the clowns told her, like, hey, Batman got away. Punchline's like, oh, that's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll get him soon. But we go to this other hideout, and we see her and Luke Fox. Now, she asks Luke Fox, hey, Joker always pretty much gives names to his place, his hideouts. What is this place called? And pretty much Luke Fox is like, I'm not gonna help you out. And you see him laughing, like he's in pain, and he's just starting, I'm not gonna help you out. And he's saying that, right? And Punchline said, no, just let the toxin work. Tell me. And Luke Fox tells her that this place is called the Curriculum, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but that's pretty much a refuge for bats. And it makes sense. It's a place that Batman goes to pretty much hide out. But Punchline is like, alright, so where's the Joker, though? Where would you be if you just got $1 billion? You'd be shopping. And we shift to this place called Park Row. And Joker's meeting up with this guy. He's a blind guy, by the way, so he doesn't know what the Joker looks like. He's a psychopath. He doesn't know that. He just thinks he's a regular billionaire in a way, right? But it's Park Row, and this guy is speaking to him, right? And he's pretty much, Joker's following him to this place inside this movie theater. It's actually the movie theater by Crime Alley. And Park Row used to be Crime Alley, and this guy's telling Joker that this used to be Crime Alley. If you went down here, you knew you were getting into trouble, and this place was actually a movie theater that people see movies. There's actually a father that would take his son here all the time to see movies. But one day, pretty much in Crime Alley, the father and the mother got shot, and the son pretty much got away. We don't know what happened with him. Like, he pretty much was in pain. It's a big story, but this guy's like, I don't even remember it. I've been just here all along, and I can't even remember this whole story, really. He's like, I just remember hearing. I just remember hearing the gunshots. And he's saying this, and Joker's like, I get what you're saying. You can't remember your past because you've been in this so long. And the Joker says, I can't remember the first time I met one of my big friends. And we know who he's talking about. It's Batman. It's not one of his friends. But how he refers to it is actually pretty funny. But still, he refers to Batman as like a friend that, oh, we were encountering each other way back. And I can't remember that first encounter. It's a big deal. And Joker's talking to this guy. This guy leads him into a room. It's a place with all movies, pretty much pieces. And these pieces have like names on them of movies you put into the player and plays the movie, right? But Joker's looking for a certain one. It's the Mark of Zorro. And that's actually the movie that Bruce saw the night of his freaking parents' murder. So that's a big deal. But we see that, and this guy's telling him that, hey, there's actually this one, the kid, the pretty much child of his parents who died, Bruce Wayne, would actually come here to this place once in a while to pretty much give offers. But they weren't great, but yours is great. Joker's offer of giving all his money to buy this place is a great offer. This guy's like, hey, but why would you give so much money to buy this place? Nobody wants to see these movies anymore. They see it 100 times. And Joker's like, well, it's not really about the movie. It's that they pretty much gonna find out about something about this whole movie that they never knew about, this whole mythology. And that's pretty much what he's saying. And what pretty much what James Gunn is saying to the reader is that, hey, you know the Joker and Batman rivalry and their whole history, but in this story, you're gonna find out about something that was missing, something in that mythology that you didn't know about, which I'm pretty excited about, right? That's pretty cool. But we see that, and this guy's like, hey, I hear there's laughing, there's people down there in the movie theater. And Joe's like, oh yeah, we should join them. It's actually a show. And the guy's like, what show? And Joe's like, hey, you should get some seats. Like, actually find some seats we could sit in and pretty much hang with my friends. And the guy's like, wait, those people are laughing downstairs, laughing really weird, they're actually your friends. And Joe's like, yeah, and we could actually join them. You could join them and the rest of them. And this guy's like, the rest of who? And he's like, the rest of Gotham. You see this entire movie theater of all these people just laughing, gasping. Dead. They're dead, and that's what Joker's planning to do. Kill all these people in Gotham and send them here. And that's big. I'm pretty sure that one guy died, which is pretty sad. He's a blind guy, doesn't know what he's doing. But still, we shift now to pretty much the Underbroker. And he's talking to GCPD and Harvey Bullock. And guys, as you know, Harvey Bullock is the new commissioner, which pretty much Commissioner Gordon going with the Bat Who Laughs. That's a whole different story. But Bullock is now the new commissioner, and he has his cops behind him. And the Underbroker comes to him saying, hey, stop harassing Wayne Enterprises. Stop harassing Joker and trying to pretty much stop us. And Harvey Bullock is like, no, Joker's a maniac, he's a killer, he's a piece of garbage. I would never pretty much help him out. And the Underbroker's like, you don't get it. Joker's the one that gave you all these weapons, all this new suits, all this new stuff for the police department. You need to help him out. And Harvey's like, no, I'm not helping him out. Bruce Wayne gave that. And all his cops behind him were like, I get what you're saying, Harvey, we're on your side, but we lost this one. And the Underbroker's like, you better do that or Joker's gonna come for you. He's pretty much telling him that, hey, you better help us out and stay on our side, or we'll take you down. And pretty much the Underbroker then leaves, and you actually see all these cop cars. It turns out Batman is actually in one of them, which is actually pretty cool. I like that. I like that Batman is actually in one of them. It's pretty much spying on all this. Now, the Underbroker, then what he does is pretty much you see him arrive at Wayne Enterprises. He tells like pretty much the guy driving the limo just staying there like, hey, stay there. Don't leave because we actually gotta go visit the mayor so to see if he doesn't have cold feet. Showing that pretty much Joker has control of all of Gotham. He's pretty much just like threatening them, and pretty much Underbroker's checking up on him. So Underbroker's working for Joker and Punchline. They're pretty much like the big ones. There's actually another character that's coming up in future issues called the Clown Hunter that James Gunn has actually been pretty much referencing. Now I'm actually pretty excited about. But yeah, as he gets in there and he's talking to the clowns, most people working for Joker, and they're telling him that, hey, Underbroker, so pretty much all these different people working for Wayne Enterprises don't really want to help out. Like, they actually don't want to work for the Joker. And Underbroker's like, that's what you have guns for. You shoot them, you replace them. And he's like, hey, the Joker wants a new thing. He wants to buy all the different theaters, movie theaters in all of Gotham, buy art places, revive houses, do all this different stuff. And he's like, the cost pretty much has to be at a minimum. Like, yeah, we have a lot of money, but we don't gotta spend so much. Now, Batman is pretty much listening on this. He showed up. You see Batman's an awesome page, guys. You see Batman, he's pretty much watching the window, and actually there's a clown that pretty much looks like up. He looks up, and you think that he's gonna see Batman, but Batman's just gone. It's just a great, I love how George Jimenez pretty much like makes these panels. It's great. And you see in the next page that he actually looks through, and he has like this tech that actually reminds me from Batman the Arkham Knight, the whole like third pretty much game in the Batman Arkham trilogy of games. And in that you have like a pretty much as like a player playing the game, you are able to pretty much go into like the scan mode where you can see pretty much through walls where people were, and that's what Batman does here. And it looks exactly like it. George Jimenez draws it great. You pretty much see Batman looking through this place. It's in all green, and it's pretty much showing all different people in Wayne Enterprise. All the people he has to stop, right? He's like, you know what? I'm not gonna go in there. Instead, we go into the secret passage into Wayne Enterprise, which has like a bat logo, right? He gets in there, he thinks it's all good, but it turns out Punchline is there. Batman's like, oh, I gotta find the Joker. And Punchline's like, unfortunately, he's not open right now. She goes to stab him, and Batman's like, what are you doing here? How'd you find out about this? And she's like, well, Luke Fox actually told him about your micro caves. And she's like, I pretty much put toxin in him, pretty much threatened him, and Luke Fox pretty much gave it all away. And Batman's like, oh, it's fine, Luke Fox, don't worry, I'll take her down. And they start fighting a little bit, and she's like, I actually like this cave the best out of all these different micro caves. Like, Batman actually pretty much has all these different micro caves all over Gotham in case of all these different pretty much events that happen in Gotham. Like, there's always different chaos going down. But Punchline's like, this actually micro cave is something you need to know about. It's actually being developed and it has new weapons. And it turns out Punchline actually reveals a new suit that Luke Fox, well, actually Luke Fox didn't make, it was actually there. And it looks cool. It's a blue suit. It's a big Batman suit. It actually looks really dope. And Batman's like, what? Well, what's this doing here? I have to use it. Punchline's like, well, too bad you won't be able to use it. And Batman starts feeling like kind of drowsy. He's like, what's going on? Punchline's like, oh yeah, that's right. I pretty much released a toxin in this room that I've actually gained immunity to over the past year. So Punchline's alright, but Batman is pretty much getting poisoned by its poison, fear toxin, and Venom all in one. And he starts having hallucinations. You see it pretty much, it's a crazy image, looks great. You see pretty much having hallucinations, but Punchline's in the background just laughing. And she's like, oh yeah, we're taking everything away from you. You're gonna pretty much die, Joker's gonna win. And you see Batman, he's like, I gotta get out of here. He starts running, he's running through the window, and he hears Alfred. Alfred's like, don't, you're going backwards, Bruce. You're going in the wrong direction. Bruce is like, you're dead, Alfred. Well, why are you talking to me? And Alfred's like, I'm sorry, my boy, but we're all dead. And you see this whole freaking bat ship, pretty much this bat plane come by, and pretty much it shows that Joker's taking all of his weapons and starts shooting. And it ends with the final panel that Batman was actually at that window and gets shot with a big blast by this pretty much bat plane. So supposedly Batman's dead, which we know as the pretty much Batman fans he's not, but it's a great cliffhanger to end off the issue, and it's very suspenseful. I really like the part where Batman's like, Alfred, you're dead, what's going on? He's pretty much like just going crazy because it's hallucination and all this venom that Punchline just pretty much put on him by going into this room. So that's how the issue ends. I really loved you guys. I really loved there wasn't a lot of action, but I just loved the different pages that George Jimenez drew, especially when Batman was outside listening on the Underbroker's conversation. And guys, Punchline was great. I loved her character in this episode. She's really growing on me. I'm liking her. And Underbroker was actually pretty interesting too. He's good. He's not as great as Punchline, but I still like him, alright? And guys, that whole sequence, Joker and the one guy going to the Mark of Zorro pretty much theater was really interesting. There's a lot of different stuff in there that I really liked, and as I did explain to you guys, but I think you should pick it up and read yourself to get the full effect. Because overall, great issue, great first part to this big Batman event. I'm excited for the next issue, because not only do we have George Jimenez, but James Tynion. And guys, sometimes James Tynion is not a great writer, it's not Scott Snyder. I think Scott Snyder is the best Batman writer, but James Tynion did a great job this issue. He really, he went from, alright, he's doing a great job of dark designs, their dark designs, solid storyline, to this one may be a masterpiece storyline. I really like this issue, and that's why I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Definitely recommend, go check out this issue, guys. This is worth the wait, alright? This Joker War is awesome so far, alright? I'm excited for part 2 coming out next month. You guys can comment below, tell me about this issue. Do you love it? Do you hate it? What do you think about all the big revelations of this issue? What do you think about pretty much Punchline getting Venom in Batman, Batman pretty much almost getting killed at the end of the issue? And tell me your favorite part of this issue, alright? Hey guys, like if you get a big thumbs up on your channel, make sure to subscribe to my next Batman Joker War pretty much comic review. I'm going to be going over this entire event, and you don't want to miss out. But guys, thanks for watching, and peace out.